and Ryo is a second-year student at Momomo Academy. Every morning he heads to school with his childhood friend Nina, thinking to himself that her healthy pair of baby bumpers seem to be getting bigger every day. He remembers she was a D cup last summer, but swears she's probably grown to an F cup by now. Nina tells him that he's correct in his analysis, knowing exactly what he was thinking about this entire time. At school, 3 girls get soaked in the rain. Ryo tells them that they should be careful or they'll catch a cold. They thank him for the concern, but he continues by saying he can see their plot armor and that their wet plot armors are pretty damn awesome. The girls run away, realizing now that he's the legendary pervert infamous throughout the school. While walking home, he sees a girl standing in the rain. He wonders what the hell he did to receive such a blessing from the gods. He focuses up, offers his umbrella, and tells her she's in front of his house and that she can change into dry clothes if she wants. He adds that he's not a creep and he's sworn to always protect women from harm. She takes the offer and dries herself up. He introduces himself and she tells him that she knows who he is. She says she was looking for him as she grabs his hand. Her bracer lights up and she murmurs that he's pretty damn weak, but he'll do for now. He's confused but can't think for too long as she embraces him. She asks him if she can have his heart, but he tells her that they just met and asks if she's sure about this. Just then, she pierces him with a dagger and he falls to the ground. She takes a bath while making strange faces, looking like she's really enjoying that bath a little too much. After the bath, she kicks him and tells him to wake up. Suddenly, he grabs her ankle and finds his face planted right on her bacon sandwich. She lands in a full Nelson and pummels him for stealing her bacon sandwich. He tells her that he's never done S&M before, but it feels kind of good. He adds that he should have a good view of her white plot armor from this angle, but realizes she didn't equip her bottom plot armor after her shower. Suddenly a light appears on Ryo's chest. Lara says it's impossible as she sees the light make its way into her bracer. And she asks him what changed from before, realizing that he has a secret power within him that didn't show up the first time. She tells him that she's a Shinigami, a grim reaper that collects the energy of dead souls. She says she temporarily formed a contract with him and that he should be honored to be contracted with the princess of the great Rao family. He tries to show his appreciation with a kiss, but she spanks him, calling him a dirty boy. She explains that Shinigamis require energy from living souls to maintain their existence in the human world. He tells her he's fine with the contract since she showed him the shape of her lettuce when she shared her bacon sandwich. She summons her Reaper and tells him that she didn't mean to share her bacon sandwich and that she'll erase his memory, when suddenly a monster appears before them. Lara summons a barrier encircling the area with an energy field. She then summons her battle armor while Ryo watches on diligently at the formation of her battle armor. The monster attacks, but she defends and follows up with an attack. She hits her mark, but the monster lands a close-range attack. The battle rages on and Lara begins to run out of energy, causing her armor to dematerialize. Ryo stares at her teacups, and as the beast underneath begins to come out of its cave, Ryo has a sudden realization, and the monster is about to land a finishing blow, but Ryo comes to the rescue, charging in and grabbing onto Lara's baby bumpers. She tries to get him off, but he grips even tighter. When suddenly Lara realizes that her energy is fully replenished, the monster grabs Lara, but she fights back and destroys her enemy. Lara doesn't understand what happened, so Ryo explains that engaging in plot development activities refills his energy, allowing him to transfer more energy to Lara. She kicks him in the nuts and tells him that she's in search of a hero who has energy equivalent to 10,000 humans, and that she's in the human world to find her destined partner. She tells him that he's gross, but she'll use him for now since she's formed the contract already. Anshi also reminds him that she's a Shinigami and gives him the unfortunate news that his death will come in 3 months. Ryo gets depressed, wondering what he should do when Lara tells him that she can save him. She says that after making a contract with the hero, she'll have the power to grant him a new life. Suddenly, Lara collapses, saying that she's low energy again. After she passes out, Ryo begins to think about the smell of her sweat, thinking that her unique scent gently stimulates the receptors in his nostrils. He begins to glow as he realizes that everything about Lara turns him on in the morning. Ryo checks his baby maker, the one he calls the kingdom, and is shocked to see that his kingdom isn't flourishing despite the fact that he just had an incredibly perverted dream. Lara tells him that she took some more of his energy during the night, realizing now why his kingdom was strangely inactive. She tells him that it'll take a couple of days to recover his energy, adding that she took quite a lot out of him last night. At school, Lara checks the energy level of everyone she meets, but none have the energy levels of a hero. After checking almost every student in the school, Lara begins to lose hope, when suddenly Lara's distant relative Quell appears. She hugs Lara and calls her big sister as Ryo stares at the gentle contact between the two beautifully perky buns, causing Lara to grab his face. Quell tells Lara that she found the one. She leads her to him and forces Lara to check his energy, when suddenly chains wrap her up, restricting her movements. While Quell puts the other boy to sleep, Ryo grabs Lara, determined to save her. He is able to touch her bracelet, restoring her energy and allowing her to escape. The two activate their powers as they get ready for battle. Ryo watches on, admiring the magical black color that makes girls look slimmer than they really are. He looks at Quell, commenting that her gear is S rank with her incredible underboob game. Quell says that she is here to seal Lara, telling her that she'll be the one making the contract with the hero. They fight and Quell puts Lara in a headlock as she seems to have the upper hand. Quell is about to finish her when suddenly Ryo interjects, paralyzing them with his grip. And Quell didn't expect Lara to have such a formidable ally. He refills Lara's energy, allowing her to overpower Quell and claim her victory. Quell retreats and the two head home. At home, Nina sits with Caesar by the entrance, asking Ryo if he's hiding anything from her. He tells her everything that happened while Lara assures Nina that there is nothing going on between the two, causing Nina to feel relieved. The next day at school, Nina informs Lara that there are 8 people in their school famous for their superpowers. She introduces Lara to the first, who has the ability to identify the bust size of any girl's marshmallows just by looking at them. Ryo gets up and is the first to shake Muno's hand, acknowledging that she has an overpowered ability. Lara goes for a shake to check her energy, but Muno rejects it, telling her that she won't shake hands with a girl whose bust is less than 80 centimeters. She claims that small baby bumpers are unbecoming of a woman and that women can only become goddesses with big bazookas. She points at the girl on the screen, who is also Ryo's celebrity crush. Ryo guesses that Ira is at 90 centimeters, but Muno corrects him, claiming she's a G-cup at 92 centimeters. Ryo knows that it's 90 centimeters and not 92, as he knows everything about his favorite idol. But she tells him that she markets herself as a 90 because it's Ira's way of being modest. Muno tells Ryo to check for himself at the Marrow Life headquarters, where she'll be signing autographs tomorrow. Ani tells her that he will, and if she's off by even a millimeter, she will have to shake hands with Lara. At home, Ryo hugs his Ira pillow and tells Lara that Ira's juggernauts are so big that anything in the whole wide world can rest between them. Meanwhile, Nina looks at a magazine with Ira and claims that hers are also at a 92. Just then, her parents stop by with a red glow in their eyes. We find out that Quell has entranced them. She checks Mina's energy and finds that she has a strong reserve. She begins to talk about Ryo and the bracelet lights up even more, realizing that Mina's energy is tied to her feelings for Ryo. The next day, Ryo and Lara are headed to Marrow when Nina and Quell show up. Mina tells them that they formed a provisional contract as well at the Marrow headquarters. Ryo finally gets his chance to meet Ira and wastes no time getting her autograph. We find out that Ira also has a bracelet, indicating she too is a Shinigami. She takes Ryo's measurement and thinks that he is just another loser. Muno is next, and after closer inspection realizes that she was wrong all along. Ira is actually at 92.5 centimeters, which blows Ryo's incredibly perverted mind. Ira touches Muno's hand, realizing that she has a lot stored in the tank, when suddenly Lara stops by, revealing that the two are rivals. It's not long before they decide to duel. Ira activates her battle armor. It is revealed that Ira's company Marrow is a Shinigami company that uses her idol status to take a constant supply of energy from humans. Ira summons a lightning dragon, which turns into a sword as she tells Lara that she'll cut her into pieces. They clash, and all Ryo can see is the incredible physics of the Jiggle Jiggle, admiring all that the 92.5 centimeters has to offer. In the fight, Lara tells him to shut it, but he tells her that he can't help it, claiming that no man wouldn't dream of what would fit between those pairs that are softer than Ultra Soft. Quell tells Lara that she won't be able to beat Ira without restoring her energy through Ryo's erotic power, and tells her that she should let Ryo touch her many chestnuts before it's too late. Ira, realizing that Ryo is Lara's only source of power, uses her big pineapples to seduce Ryo, who seems to be taking critical hits from Ira's poses. Lara goes on the offensive, refusing to use Ryo's perverted powers to defeat her rival, but Ira quickly puts her down with a lightning attack. Lara refuses again, so Ira uses another lightning attack that paralyzes Lara as she begins to take massive damage. Ryo wonders why she's being so stubborn, and Nina realizes it's because Ryo, who is supposed to be her partner, is getting turned on by the enemy and seems to only like girls with big kahunas. Ira charges another lightning blast, claiming that this is the end. Just then, Ryo steps in, taking the full force of the blast, stating that there is more to a girl than big watermelons. He says that every girl has their own treasures, and to a man those treasures are what moves a man. Lara catches him and receives all the erotic powers that Ryo has left. She powers up and sends a fire blast that takes Ira out in one blow. Lara smiles at Ryo as she begins to understand Ryo's perverted ways a bit more. The next day, Lara catches Ryo watching Ira on TV and asks him if Ira's true identity didn't affect his opinion of her. Ryo says that it certainly did, but also says that it's easy to let little details go when a girl has big rocket launchers. He thinks about what he just said and realizes that he was a bit insensitive, so he apologizes, telling her that he knows she's sensitive to the word little. He apologizes again, realizing that he just said the word little again. Meanwhile, Nina and Quell are outside wondering what all the noise is about. At school, the group finds out that Ira has joined their class, and the boys in the class can't be more excited. She takes measurements of the boys, so Lara asks Ira if they can have a chat outside. Lara finds out that Mero is also after the hero. Ira says she isn't much interested in the hero, but that she's down to find the hero before Lara just to piss her off. Quell watches the show from nearby, when suddenly Ryo intervenes, telling the girls that girls shouldn't hurt each other. Lara decides to walk away, saying that she doesn't have time to waste fighting and nobody. Ira gets pissed and is about to attack when Ryo suddenly shouts stop and tells her to hold her pose as he worships her figure once more. Realizing his infatuation, Ira decides to seduce Ryo, asking him to give her a tour of the school. She asks him if he likes it, flat like leveled ground paved with concrete, or if he likes wiggling sacks of fat that jiggle. He says he likes the jiggle and gladly offers to give her a tour. Just then, he feels the aura from Lara, realizing that she hasn't left yet. Ira asks if she can borrow Ryo, and Lara tells her to do whatever she wants as she storms away, determined to find the hero even more. Lara talks with many students and finds out about the leader of some research group who is said to have the greatest talent seen in several decades. Meanwhile, Ryo takes Ira to the girls' changing room, breathing in the oxygen and stating he has just stepped into the forbidden Holy Land. He says he sees it all, looking at an aisle and vividly imagining the contents of the aisle when fully occupied. Ira tells him that he's a pretty funny dude. She asks him if he really wants to see a girl changing that badly as she summons a ball of light that turns into a little critter holding her school gym clothes. She tells him that she'll change as she removes her skirt, causing Ryo to fall down on his knees crying as he commends her for knowing the appropriate way to take off a school uniform. Ryo watches her change completely and shouts that his life is complete. She tells him that she's interested in his power and tells him that her dinosaur eggs may bring out more of his latent power than Lara's M&Ms. She grabs his hand and places it in the valley of her two large mountains. She uses the power of the jiggle, rocking back and forth, but she checks her bracelet, and to her surprise, his energy didn't rise at all. Just then, Nina bangs on the door, telling the two that Lara is in trouble. Lara and Quell are battling a monster that is too powerful even for their combined strength. Ryo and Ira arrive, and Ira immediately realizes that it was a monster sent from the Mero Corporation. She gets pissed, saying that she had everything under control. Lara's armor dematerializes, revealing her many milk duds to Ryo as she punches him in the face. She tells him not to look and calls him a jerk. When suddenly he grabs her, lighting up the world with his blue erotic power, Ira asks why he's reacting better to Lara's many snuggle pups than her big shoulder boulders. He says he doesn't know either, but he knows one thing for certain, claiming that not everyone can set his heart aflame. He calls Lara his name and tells her that she's the only one for him. He thrusts his hip and shouts that his kingdom is sparkling for her as his energy floods into Lara's soul. With her newfound energy, Lara takes the monster out with one swing. In the aftermath, Ryo somehow ends up on top of Ira and is shocked to feel peaches instead of melons. Lara picks up whatever this thing is, exposing Ira of a hideous crime using an illusion spell to make her bra pads more realistic to the human eye. Ira begins to cry, stating that her career is over now that her secret is out, but Ryo comforts her, telling her that size doesn't matter and that the warmth they contain matters more. He tells her that the proof is right before her eyes, telling her his kingdom has come upon you. Lara then remembers about the potential hero candidate and the group heads to the library. When suddenly a group of dudes tell Ryo that he's late, placing a headdress on his head as Ryo is chosen to lead all the perverts in the school to the promised land. Thank you for watching, guys. If you love animation movies, please subscribe to this channel and keep watching. Bye.